path, applied the law, applied the protocols in accordance with the law, in accordance with the Constitution, in accordance to international law, and at the end applied the mechanisms that are provided in that constitutional law, and down went both traffic plane. It was very strange that it dodged what is pretended to be a siege by the U.S. Air Force. Details. Diosdado is around here because Diosdado is at the face as the Ministry of Interior. Welcome. So 63 tons approximately of 100 that try to pass through Venezuela. The combat of Catatumbo, the combat of Táchira, of Apure, of Guajira, in the Caribbean, in all of the fronts, and also Venezuela is a society that is very healthy, a very low consumption of any kind of drugs. So all of that is said in the north, all that what is cartelized to attack Venezuela and the dignity and the decency and the ethics of our country, it is our accomplishments show that it is a lie. All of these works, like the integral health place for the police, which has the name of a police, a historical and exemplary police. How are you, President? Thank you very much for this invitation and for coming here at Pancracio Mata, an effort of the Bolivarian Revolution, to attend our police members and their families as well, all that is related with health. But I was mentioning on what you were talking on drug trafficking, of the logistics, which is fundamental to move all that drug that in theory should pass through here. That is what has hurt them the most, because the drug they fabricate every day, but setting up a logistical path with transportation, with fuel, with people, it is very hard, with links, even as you said, with people that lend themselves for the shady businesses, and the amount of people that we have detained, the infrastructure that we have destroyed, which serve them to put away their drugs, their equipments, the amount of engines from ships which they used, called drug ships, that we seized, and now the revolution used to defend all of the national territory. The numbers are impressive, and that is going to cost them a lot to have, again, links to organize routes. And that's where the attack comes from, them knowing that here through the Venezuelan Caribbean they can only take very little, first because of the combat that we have, and secondly because their route is the Pacific, and it has been completely proven by the report, Miguel Angel Diosdado, of the UN against crime, the World Organization Against Crime and Customs and Border Protection, in their reports says, and even the European Union says in previous reports of the DA as well, they say the reports are, as the lawyers say, they're very clear, and all of the drugs that is produced in Colombia, in Peru, and in parts of Bolivia, in out of Ecuador, and it comes in the ships and the companies of the president of Ecuador, who stole the elections through fraud, and his last name is Noboa. I believe his first name is Noboa. It's Daniel Noboa would be the name. So the intelligence organisms of the US, the FBI, the DEA, the US military, they know this, that all comes to the US through the Pacific. And all of that drug, as it has been denounced by President Gustavo Petro, who knows a lot on this subject because he has combated a lot. He has been the great combator against drug trafficker in Colombia, and has many accomplishments and precedents. He has said that they are taking all of that cocaine to Europe through the logistical network that has been talked about by Minister Diosdado that are carried by their ships and the companies of the Noboa family. That is known. They're trying to hide it. Why? How much richness are they moving? How are they trying to build a false positive against Venezuela to try and bring an unjust and very criminal war against Venezuela? And with the favor of God, this will not happen. Yes, President.